So some of you might know that I teach crochet at a local community center, and I love it. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite things. And recently, at the end of last year, they asked me if I could teach this semester's sewing class as well. And I've never taught this class before. I've been sewing since I was a little kid, machine sewing, and you know, I was taught how to do it, and then I realized that I didn't learn how to sew on a sewing machine when there was the internet, and I don't know what anything's called. I just know, you know, you loop the thread here and you roll this thing and you do that and it works. I don't know what any of the terms are. Like, you get me with crochet and I know what all the terms are. I know how to do everything. I know all the words, the terminology. It's all good. And then, but sewing, I know how to do it. But don't ask me what I'm doing is called. I don't know. But I do know how to sew very, very well. And so I'm like trying to reacquaint myself with like terminology, and I make a workbook and I have all the parts of the machine and what they do so we can find them on our own machine. And I'm like really prepping hard for this course. I make all of the advertised projects that we're going to make. I make them ahead of time. And I have materials that I can show them how they cut, all this stuff, right? I make sure I have everything last night. Today's my first class. I make sure I have everything all packed and ready to go so I don't have a lot of thinking to do in the morning. Just grab and go. I get to class this morning and I'm unpacking. There's a lot to bring. I'm unpacking and I didn't bring my own power cord to my own sewing machine. On top of that, I didn't bring the samples of the projects that we were going to make. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been working so hard on getting this class ready, and I basically don't bring my machine. It was so funny. But I was able, they didn't need to see me sew. Here's the thing. They did not need to see me sew. They needed me to teach them how to use their own sewing machine. And they needed to get acquainted with their sewing machine, not with mine. So ultimately, yes, I was not able to demonstrate anything on my own machine. But I was available and I did what I was supposed to do, and maybe even better because I didn't use my machine and I wasn't sitting at my machine all the time, but I was up and around and making sure everybody knew what they were doing. So, if you have those times when you have prepped and prepared and you have done all the work and done your homework and you get there and you still forgot the power cord, give yourself a break. Like, it happens. And guess what? Because that happened, it broke the ice early. My people, they already know me. My class, they already got a glimpse into who I am and my personality because I forgot my power cord. So there's that. I hope y'all have a good Saturday and a good weekend, and the sun is shining here, so that's amazing.